Hello gang, SharpShot21 here. Today we're going to talk about a couple of different things. The how to ride, intro to riding video here. Just going to make sure the parking lot's empty, and it is-ish. We're going to go over clutch and clutch and throttle stuff. You can be pretty stable, low speed. You just set yourself a couple hundred RPM and you play with the clutch, and you might have to drag the rear brake a little bit here. But so long as the clutch is up in the engagement zone, and you can sit there all day with it. That you're not going to burn these out. These aren't like clutches on a car. This clutch is wet, so it's sitting in the oil bath for the engine. And what that lets us do is play with the engagement range. You can, in theory, set your throttle wherever you'd like and just slip the clutch all day long. Now, is that the best way to do it? Oh no. But if you watch me do this, I cut throttle, squeeze clutch, roll on the throttle, and roll the clutch back out at the same time. So if you watch, I'll get up into 5th gear for cruising here. Throttle cut, squeeze in, roll throttle, ease clutch. That lets you, and you can just, I can sit here with my engine speed like this all day long. And if I want to slow down, I can just squeeze in the clutch. I'll rev to the 9s, but I can do that. I don't want to, because I'm still in break-in on this engine at just barely 780 miles, but this does give me some free rein. You really can play with it more down at low speeds. For doing parking lot maneuvers and stuff, but you do have the ability to play with it up at high speed as well. The more important thing is when you're trying to downshift, roll off, shift in, squeeze out. You don't want to dump the clutch when you're going down a gear, because it'll, on some bikes, this one is not one of them, but it will lock the rear tire for a second until you can roll back on throttle enough. That can cause you to become unstable in the back, which is a less than ideal situation, as you can imagine. See, this has a slipper clutch and a sprung clutch, so you can't really lock the back by dumping it. I still wouldn't recommend dumping it on this bike, but not all bikes have a slipper like this one. A lot of bikes just have traditional clutch, so it won't slip when it gets over torqued, and that can become a problem. And of course I'm going to miss the light. sneak up here a little bit, because I can write on red, but they're going to get there. Yep. So this bike has a slipper clutch, so it makes some of this a little more difficult to explain. Or demonstrate. If you listen to how my engine spins as I switch through the gears here, that will give you some indication of what exactly it is I'm doing. And you can see how my wrists move and how my throttle cable moves, or my clutch. You cannot really be jerky with these. It's kind of the same as on the brakes. You can get up on the brakes, you can do that for sure, but you got to be able to ease on and ease off the brakes. Otherwise you're going to lock things up and it's going to be a really, really rough day for you when you do that. But we'll get into brakes in another video. This is gas and clutch. And if you take the motorcycle safety course to get your permit or your license, you're going to spend about 2 or 3 hours the first day you're on a bike playing with clutch and throttle, just walking it back and forth in the parking lot. Very low speed stuff. You'll find out where the friction zone on those is. Same principle as doing it on a car. They have a friction zone and you'll find it. And once you learn where it is on your particular bike, that will make your day significantly easier. You're going where I'm going. Good. You will want to know where your friction zone is. That way you can play with the low speed cornering and not bog your bike down. Then once you get better with it, then you can just pop clutches and shift gears. But you gotta know your bike before you can really do that sort of stuff. Like right now I'm a little bit too low in my RPM range for taking that corner at that speed. There we go. Again, once you know where it is, you can snap that. Especially if you know what your road speed versus what your engine speed should be for any given gear. You can be pretty quick on the throttle and on the clutch. But play around with that at low speed. That will help you out significantly. And it will help keep you stable. If you have some drive traction or some driveline movement, even just with your foot on the rear brake and it's very little, you can be incredibly stable at low speeds. And it makes sure that you stay fairly safe and are in control of the bike. And that's the key. You always want to be in control. If you're not in control, you're not going to make it home. And that's really all there is to it. If you got questions, if you want other demos, let me know. Drop me a line. And I will do my best to accommodate you with those videos. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Sharps out.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really helps me out and it lets you know when I put something new up. New videos will be going up on Tuesdays or Thursdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. And if I do decide to do live streams, I will try to give 24 hours notice. So hit the subscribe button on the channel and you'll be notified when I post that stuff too. Hope to see you next time. Sharps out.